Chapter 6. Benno. That girl is way too dangerous. He did not know what to think. At the end of this winter, he received a message from the temple that one of the current apprentice shrine maidens wanted to meet a representative of his and his sister's store, the Gilberta Company. Why ask to meet a representative if she's simply ordering one of the seamstresses to give them instructions, as was the norm? The name given gave no clues for this either. His contacts never heard of Lady Rosamine before. Not knowing at least something about the noble wanting a meeting, especially for offering small presents to placate them, was too dangerous. He had no desire to anger the noble in question and potentially even lose his store, life, or whatever else, thank you very much. Swallowing his pride, there was only one thing he could do. He arranged a meeting with Gustav, the merchant guildmaster, with a side note that time was of the essence. Luckily, he received a positive reply for the next day. Swallowing the remarks about requiring his help was not easy, but he managed somehow. After some useless banter, it was finally time to get to the heart of the matter. "So, Benno, what oh so important matter brought you to me and asked for my help, huh?" Gustav's smile did not improve his mood at all. "I need your help acquiring information about a member of the temple. Specifically, some apprentice blue shrine maiden named Lady Rosamine. She wants to meet a representative of my store, but I could not get any information about her from my usual sources. So I came to you." The old man's smile vanished instantly upon hearing the name of his potential noble host. Benno, I don't think you will like my answer. I indeed have the information you seek, but... Wait, what? He already knew who he was talking about. The old man looked at him with pity now. Not a good sign at all. "Lady Rosamine is indeed from the temple, as you said. She is the daughter of Lady Rosalind, an archnoble." He was sure his complexion lost enough color to match parchment now. He let out a choked gasp. "An archnoble? Are you saying I was summoned by high nobility? Please tell me you're joking, old man." "It gets even worse. Lady Rosalind is a member of Lady Veronica's faction, the mother of our current Ob. Lady Rosalind's brother is Lord Oswald, who serves as the current head attendant of Lord Wilfred, the projected heir of Ob Ehrenfest himself." The Archducal clan? How much worse could it possibly get? "Lady Rosamine was born in summer. She's currently 5. So not only was she an archnoble, but the girl's family has close ties to the Archducal clan. Plus, she was a 5-year-old girl. He was screwed. Done. It was over for him. Still, he had to ask. Just to make sure, one simple mistake in angering this little girl could possibly mean I would be executed?" The guildmaster's grim answer chilled him to the bone. "Oh, not just you. Try killing your whole family. Everyone you are acquaintance with too, if you fumble up too much and she has a bad day. You know nobles see us as nothing. It hardly matters to them. Members of the Veronican faction are especially callous. It would not be the first time." "How can you be so calm about this?" He could not hold his voice any longer. Gustav remained unfazed. "Well, look at the bright side. The girl asked to meet you. Sure, it is obviously an order, but she has gone out of her way to word it like a request. She did not even set a fixed date, but warned you so you have time to prepare. Dealing with nobles always puts your life at risk. The rewards are simply growing the higher you go. This is either the opportunity of a lifetime or your end. Just ensure it is the former. Simple as that. The words calmed his racing mind somewhat. Maybe he was simply overreacting. But wait, something did not add up. Say, how did you know all this at the top of your head? You reacted as soon as I mentioned her name. Gustav smiled sardonically at him. Of course, I received a similar message from her. I welcome you in our shared misery. There is a chance for it to not be quite so bleak, though. Say, how much do you know about noble customs pertaining to the temple? A chance? Nothing much. What do you mean? Gustav reclined his chair, releasing a tired sigh. You have to understand that for nobles, mana is everything. It dictates your status in society, who you marry, if you can have children, and the list just goes on endlessly. My point being, for a child, having the expected levels of mana for its station is a huge deal. Following me so far? Strange, but not the weirdest he has heard of nobility so far. What was his point? Sure, go on. You see, a child failing to meet this expectation is usually demoted to lower ranks like lay noble if possible, made into a rightless servant of its family, or chucked into the temple as a blue-robe priestess or shrine maiden. What did they do to their children? Were nobles really so heartless? Gustav continued. Children in the temple can be reinstated in their families if required. It happened only recently with quite a few families after the conclusion of the Civil War. The thing is, I could not find out if Lady Rosamine has the support of her family or not. Should that not be the case, the worst she can do is kill us. But at least that's pretty much it in that case. If she has, and we anger her, anything I said before applies, and we, and everything we know, are pretty much screwed. Was that supposed to reassure him? It failed miserably. He grimaced. I see. So, what do we gift her then? A tired sigh was his answer. Nothing for now, but be prepared to make concessions in return. After this mind-shattering conversation, he made his way back home to talk with his sister and her husband Otto about the news. Of course, they were as terrified as him at first, but he managed to calm them down with the same arguments Gustav provided. Both were appalled about the children part, of course, but it was what it was. Now they only had to wait to be summoned. It was mid-spring when they finally received the summon. At third bell of the coming leaf day, donning his best attire, he met Gustav at the guild, and they departed together in a carriage to the temple. He silently prayed to any god he could remember. A woman in grey robes welcomed them to the temple and guided them both to a luxurious waiting room, telling them to wait until she had informed her mistress of their arrival. As he stilled his nerves for the meeting to come, it did not take long for her to return. Trailing behind her, they arrived at their destination in no time at all. Entering the room, both of them approached, then knelt before the young girl that held their fate in her hands. Gustav, as his senior, gave the expected greetings. Greetings, Lady Rosamine. I am Gustav, the merchant guildmaster and head of the Othmore Company. Beside me is my fellow merchant, Benno of the Gilberta Company. May this meeting, ordained by the gods, be blessed on this fruitful day given life by Flutrain, the goddess of water's healing. I pray that Flutrain, the goddess of water, may grant her divine blessing upon this meeting. Standing up, they took the offered seats, and he finally took in the appearance of his current host. She had golden eyes and hip-length midnight blue hair, framing a quite pretty face with a pale complexion. What instantly stood out to him was her silky and unusually glossy hair. He refocused his attention as she began to speak. I was informed commoners are not fluent in grammaritors dance, but prefer direct speech instead. I will try my best to speak plainly to avoid potential misunderstandings. Should you have questions or wish to seek confirmation for something, please do not hesitate to ask. We thank you from the bottom of our hearts. You honor us with your gracious lenience. Well, that didn't start how he expected. This young noble girl was going out of her way to make their life easier. His curiosity only grew. I am sure you wonder why I have summoned both of you for a meeting instead of simply ordering a seamstress from Gilberta, correct? It was his turn to speak now, he realized. Yes, it did surprise me. Whatever do you require from me or the Gilberta Company, Lady Rosamine? The peaceful smile she wore widened slightly. Good on you for asking. Why, of course, I intend to purchase your service for my new ceremonial dress, but that is hardly the reason for your presence. No, after some deliberation, I decided to offer you both first rights to market a new product I created recently, after a vision from the gods. A new product, you say, my lady? That answer left him slightly stumped. A new product? A vision from the gods? What could a little girl possibly have invented that could interest a shop like his or Gustav's for that matter? Returning from his internal musings, his blood cooled as he took in the new grin she now sported. It was the unmistakable carnivorous grin of a merchant preparing to devour his prey. Oh, I am sure it will sell well. In fact, I believe it will become quite profitable. Why, don't think I haven't noticed that your eyes remained on my hair longer than that was strictly appropriate, Benno. He was pretty sure his complexion lost much of his coloring with her statement. She noticed that? How observant was this girl? Did he already sign his death warrant? Gustav made to speak, but before he could, she continued. I will forgive it this time, for your intuition was indeed correct. The product I am speaking about is a hair tonic, responsible for the glossy sheen you noticed. I call it rinsing shampoo, or rinsham for short. I take it that you are interested? Thank the gods she forgave him for now. But did he hear that right? This girl offered him not just a simple product, but an entire industry. He was so stunned, it was Gustav who replied first. I believe I speak for both of us when I say we of the Othmar and Gilberta would be most honored to accept your gracious offer. What are the terms? The girl adopted a thinking pose, her hand resting on her cheek now. I currently possess only a few bottles worth after my experiments. Mind you, I am currently in the process of establishing a workshop here in the temple orphanage for future production. I ask that you prepare at least one additional workshop each in the coming season for now. Pertaining payments, I will set the purchase price for production rights at 5 small gold. Additionally, I think 20% of profit of all sold products in the first 2 years, and 30 in the following years until my death are good deal after all. Finally, we shall all sign Dutchified magic contracts about the selling and production terms, as well as a non-disclosure and aggression pact from your side. Is this amendable so far? Never in his life did he feel as overwhelmed as right now. Where would he even begin with this? It was again Gustav who intervened. I humbly beg your forgiveness, Lady Rosamine, but are the monetary terms discussable? I am willing to lower the purchase fee and the first 2-year percentages. The yearly 30% is non-negotiable. After a short while, she made another offer. How about this? I will waive the purchase price for the production method in exchange of Othmar and Gilberta carrying the contract cost, purchasing all of my 24 finished examples for one small goal together, and your help in finding 2 cooks of my choosing to enter my service. She wanted cooks too now? Wait, he needed to focus. Her last offer was not as agreeable as he wanted, but possibly the best he would get at this point. Never mind the threat of execution should he refuse hanging over his head. Yes, I believe this is agreeable. I humbly accept these terms on behalf of Gilberta, Lady Rosamine. I also agree on behalf of Othmar, Lady Rosamine. Rest assured that finding the cooks you require will pose no problem. May I inquire about their names? Her expression returned to the peaceful smile she wore before at their answer. Most excellent. I am glad you both agree. The names of the cooks in question are Hugo and apprentice Ella. I look forward to their service. Now, regarding Gilberta, when can I expect your sister Karina to arrive to prepare my dress? He gulped, sweat starting to form on his temple. She knew the name of his sister. He forced a smile on his lips. You honor us by knowing the name of my sister. She will be ready at your earliest convenience, Lady Rosamine. Is that so? Very good. Please talk with my head attendant Yenny after our meeting concludes. She can give you a possible date. The woman standing directly behind her on her left side gave him a small nod and a bow. He nodded back and focused his attention back to the girl as she now addressed Gustav again. And now, Guildmaster, I have something personal to ask of you first. Is that all right? Of course, Lady Rosamine. Ask what you wish. Ha! As if Gustav had the ability to refuse her. Good. Am I correctly informed that you have a granddaughter called Frida? Her question caused Gustav to pale rapidly, sweat emerging on his forehead. Even he was taken aback. She knew about Frida too? Yes, Lady Rosamine, but I don't follow. Her expression remained the same, but she got an evil glint in her eyes now as she posed her next question. Furthermore, am I correct in the knowledge you recently signed a mistress contract with the head of House Burnett in exchange for her free use of magic tools to counter her devouring? What? Little Frida had the devouring? How did she know that? Poor Gustav was close to fainting now, sweating even more. And who could blame him? That little noble girl was way too dangerous. How? I mean, yes, you are correct, Lady Rosamine, but... Oh, most excellent. I will inquire with Lord Henrik about a possible transfer of her contract into my service, then. Having the granddaughter of the merchant guildmaster in the hands of a mere lay noble household is too much of a risk. Don't you agree? The innocent expression the girl wore did not match her words at all. She just practically took Frida hostage and dangled it in their faces to boot. Gustav slumped in his seat, seemingly accepting his fate. It is as you say, my lady. I am delighted we could all come to an agreement, and even prevent such a potential disaster from happening. May Flatrain, the goddess of water, and Griefachin, the goddess of luck, bless this most fruitful meeting. With this obvious dismissal, both of them got up, and after a short bow, the attendant she called Yenny took him to the side to arrange dates for Karina to begin her work, and escorted the both of them to the exit of the temple. After this, both him and Gustav entered the carriage for their return, Gustav burrowing his head into his hands in obvious despair. He did not really know what to say, so he kept his silence until their arrival at the guild. Bidding his farewells, he returned to inform his sister about the news. Well, at least it was not him, he mused. I will repeat myself. That girl is way, way too dangerous.